Things are actually off to a fairly decent start. We're only 5 games into the season, but so far we're at the top of the table. We're doing really well, and I'm getting to learn the players a little bit and what they can do and what they can't do. I suspect, however, that is going to be an ongoing thing through the rest of the season. Today, we are playing a very good team in Linares. They are tipped to challenge us here for the title here in the Spanish 3rd Division, Group 9. And then we're playing Alhaurin, who are one of the teams that are supposed to be relegated. So, today should be a good showing of exactly what sort of team we are. My name is FM20, and this is Time to Get Réal, Episode 2. And as is patently obvious, I'm still working on the intro. Time to Get Réal is the name of the series. I'll figure out how to pronounce that sooner or later, probably like the very next to last episode of the entire series as a whole. But, you know, it is what it is. What can I say? I'm not all too great with other countries and languages. Anyhow, as you can see, we are currently sitting in 4th place. 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Wonka leads us with 3 goals and a 7.52 rating. Miguel Martin, 2 assists. Juan Espinoza, an 87% pass completion rating. Espinoza and Barrera each have a player of the match. We've got a bunch of players with 1 yellow card. My stated goal for this season, and I do this almost every save, fewer yellow cards than total goals scored. We are currently sitting on 10 points. We're playing Linares today. They're 1 point behind us. So a win would do us a world of good. We're also playing Alhaurin. They have been absolutely dreadful this season and are actually tipped to get relegated. They do not have a strong squad. If you see over here, one of the things I want to point out, and if I can figure out how to do this in Resolve, I will bring this up in a slightly bigger window sort of thing. Yay, technology. This caught my eye, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. The original transfer budget was €0. It was originally 29,000 euros, but I had to do some adjusting to get the player salaries in. And as you can see, player salary-wise, I'm still spending over my player salary by about 1,000 euros. The board is okay with that for the moment. The one thing the board isn't happy with is my lack of support, but I suspect that will improve as the season goes on. But this is what I'm talking about right here. 35% of transfer revenue is made available until 8.74 million euros revenue has been generated. Thereafter, this will drop to 20%. So the more players I sell, the more money I bring in for the team. At a certain point, they'll keep more of that money. I find that odd. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know, it is what it is. So one of the things I did want to talk about is the things I discovered doing lower league management saves. This is my 4th lower league management save, if you count the 2017 save I did on the SI forums with USL Dunkirk. They started out in the Championnat National, the 3rd division of French soccer. I did a series with Enfield Town, who started in the Vanarama South, I want to say. I did a save with Bastia last year. They started out in the 5th division of French football, and I'm doing a save here where we're starting out in the 4th division of French football. And the things I've learned, and I had a list at one point in time, but believe it or not, George ate it because there was some food on top of it, and he just took the whole thing. So my dog literally ate my homework. It's not an excuse I'd ever thought would actually be true, and it only took 47 years for that to happen. So go figure. Anyhow, the thing you have to keep in mind, and this is the lesson I've learned the hard way, is your first priority is just to survive. Chances are, whatever team you're coaching, especially if it's lower league, you're not going to have a lot of options money-wise. A lot of your players are going to be on contracts they signed that year, which means you can't let them go because your club probably doesn't have enough money for mutual termination or outright release. Your transfer budget's not going to be big. You're going to be relying mostly on free transfers and loans. You can get some free transfers in, but then the other thing you have to watch out for is any signing bonus they have comes out of your transfer budget. Case in point, Barrero, for us, came in on a nice salary, wanted 2.6 thousand signing bonus. I didn't have any money in my transfer budget, I would have lost him. I finally got the option to adjust my budget, which is one of the reasons I'm over on my salary, as you can see over here. The other thing that I find is a key to survival is you have to go with what you have. Yes, you may want to play a 4-2-3-1, but if you don't have the players to play a 4-2-3-1, don't try and force them into that. If they can play a 4-4-2 really well, play a 4-4-2. Once you get past your first season, if you get promoted or you finish high enough or you make it to the summer, that's your opportunity to get rid of the players you don't want and start bringing in the players you do want. Now, for the most part, depending on what team you choose, you should have a pretty core group of players. Speaking for myself, and I did not know this before I actually started playing the save, Réal was picked by the pundits to finish first in the league. That's great. That means the players I have should be good enough to get us at least into a fight for first place. Then you run into situations like I have here, where I have a player like Eugenio Vilches, who is my defensive left back, midfielder, advanced midfielder on the left. 37 years old. He's earning €850 a week, 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability, and he's currently not exactly falling off a cliff, maybe rolling down a slope to the cliff. He doesn't want to leave, and he wants to retire at Jean. I can't end his contract because I don't have the money to pay him off. He's essentially sitting here earning €850 a week because I'm not playing him. I tried getting him out on loan, I tried transferring him, he doesn't want to go. And, as you may have noticed, when I go back to this screen, the board is a little bit unsettled by my lack of support. Which, I'm having a hard time understanding why these 7 players oppose me and no one else supports me. I'm not quite sure. So, the other thing we've been fairly lucky with so far has been injuries. Most of our injuries to this point have been really minor. The only one that hasn't been minor is Francisco Vela fractured his ribs. He's a fringe player. He's my primary attacking midfielder on the left substitute. 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Losing him hurts, but not as much as, say, losing De La Calzada would. So, you know, you just gotta... You don't want to play it safe exactly, but you don't want to risk everything either. The other thing I find really helps is when it comes to personnel and staff, especially at a lower league level, you want to fill out your coaching staff with the best coaches you can get. You want good physios. You don't need a head of sports science or sports scientist at this level. And if you have a general manager, like I have a general manager because he is also my chief scout, I want to say, assistant coach rather, I should have known that, Jose Manuel Barla, you don't need all your scouts because, frankly, you're not going to have money to go out and sign players anyways. You need 2 scouts, one of them preferably the chief scout. One of them is going to scout your next opposition. The other one is going to go out and look locally or scout any of the free agents who come to you saying, hey, I could add a bit of quality to your team. Yeah, he will be overworked and underpaid. That's what he's here for. As my chief data analyst, he's not the best, but, you know, 4th level Spanish football. My chief scout, he's not too bad. An 8 and a 9. I like his level of discipline. The other thing I liked about him was he's good technical, decent tactically, and he is also the one who has been doing the vast majority of the scouting. I had another scout who just left like 3 weeks ago, which reminds me, I need to go hire another scout back in a bit. So, I have an offer out to a scout from Germany, of all places, because he has the best judging and a couple other skills that I look at. Should he come in between the 2 games we're playing today, I will definitely show you him. I have not started the spreadsheet yet. I'm going to wait another couple of weeks, and then we'll get a good screenshot of the players, and we'll go forward from there. So the next episode, we'll see us looking at the spreadsheet. I'm also going to show how I take a look at the schedule, especially when it comes to lower league management and who you play and when. So, We are playing Linares here in a little bit. I am going to double check these players and my bench, and we're going to be back with that match in just a bit. And this is the team we're starting today. De La Calzada in goal, Barrera, Clemente, Lucero, and Juanjo Mateos as the defensive backs, Hernandez and Espinoza as the midfielders, Armero and Vela as the attacking midfielders, Martin and Wonka up top as the strikers. Clemente, and I should have highlighted him earlier, is a lone player from Real Zaragoza, defensive center back, 4.5-star career ability, 5-star potential ability. I needed depth in my defensive center back line. I have no money to bring in a free agent whatsoever. I looked at what players on Spanish teams were available for loan, and he was more than willing to come here. He is easily the best defensive center back on the squad. And one of the stipulations was when I loaned for him was he has no interest in signing for us, and I'm okay with that because I can't afford him anyways. He's already valued at 165,000 euros. 20 years old, really good physically, really good mentally. Really good technically for this level of football. He's solid across the board. As long as he stays healthy, knock on wood, he will be a positive contributor for us. And I have no idea how to pronounce his first name. I want to say it's Quinque, but I could be wrong there. My assistant still has not mastered the art of locker room talks, and from the looks of it, neither have I. Espinoza sends it in. Oh, right to Pascual off the header. So I did get the graphics issue sorted out. I'm not quite sure what happened there. The other thing I'm working on now, and you may have noticed it, Aguilar, out to Espejo, knocked away. Hernandez. Oh, he gives it right away to Ortiz. He's challenged, but he gets the ball to Garcia. Barrera knocks the ball away. And he is fouled? Or no, he was tackled. Crossed in. And headed over the bar. Anyhow, one of the things that happened when I moved my desk was, you can kind of see it here. This bookshelf was actually on the other side of the desk, and I had my microphone attached to the bookshelf, so anytime I pounded the desk or hit the desk in frustration or anything like that, the noise wouldn't come through. What I need to get is one of those, mic, you guys know what I'm talking about, the ring with the springs on it that the mic gets in. Anyhow, as a result, the Yeti I have is currently up and over the back of my very large widescreen monitors, so the mic's a little bit... Oh, Martin with a goal. Well done. That was a nice cross. Let's see this in the 3D. Espinoza passes it up to Vela. Crosses it in, and Martin was right there in front of 3 defenders. Onside when the ball was kicked. Good goal from one of our forwards there. Throw in. Barrera to Hernandez. Back to Armero. To Martin. Oh, he hits it high and right. So anyhow, the next couple episodes are going to be me fiddling with... Oh, and they equalize. Rosales scores off a header on the corner kick. That's not really the highlight I want to see, so we're going to talk through it. Anyhow, the next couple episodes are going to be me figuring out the volume and things like that. For the most part, I think I've got it figured out, but, you know, you never know. And frankly, if I don't, I've got tech support upstairs playing his Nintendo Switch at the moment who can come downstairs and help me out in, like, almost no time flat. So, coming up on halftime, 1-1, an opportunity to score right before the half, knocked away. Armero in the box, out to Lucero. Clemente, top of the box, taps over Espinoza, takes the shot. Oh, wow, what a shot. That was a rocket. Armero to Lucero. Out to Clemente, who just taps over to Espinoza. That keeper was flat-footed, feet of stone. And that gives us a 2-1 lead going into the half. 9 shots, 3 on target for us, a decided possession advantage. We're doing really well against a really good team. No highlights this second half so far. We're about 60 minutes in, so we're going to make a couple of changes. Hernandez isn't having the best game, so we're going to bring on Marcelo for him. Armero's not having the best game. We're going to get Jabalillo on. He is getting a little bit of a rest. To inside forward here. Mateos on the throw into Espinoza. Gets around one, sends out to Wonka. He centers it to Marcelo Barrera. In the box, has help, but he shoots it right at Pascual instead. So the other thing I cannot emphasize enough is make sure you check your league rules out before you start trying to sign people or anything like that. I had a bunch of players I brought in on trial, and some of them I probably could have convinced to sign on a free. Aguilar holds it up, dispossessed by Clemente. Back out to Espejo. He crosses in, Garcia's there, and they equalize. That was really well done and really, really kind of annoying. Looping. Oh, and who was that there? That was... It's not Clemente. I don't want to let me click. He went for the header and he missed. 75 minutes in. 80 minutes in. Do I have anyone on the bench I'm comfortable bringing in that I think will make a difference? No, I don't. We're already on the attack. We can shout, tell him to concentrate. It looks like Linares is going to claw the drawback. That's mildly frustrating. It's more than mildly frustrating. It's frustrating flat out. 13 shots, 4 on target for us, 59% possession advantage. They had 4 shots, 2 on target. A Ruben Garcia goal in the 72nd minute ties it up. And Linares escapes Jean with a draw. I'm not going to yell at him. I'm just going to tell him that that was the sort of match we should have been winning. And we're in 6th place, 5 points out of 1st. Anyhow, as I was saying, praise Espinoza. The 35-year-old guy deserves it. We'll do the press conference here and we'll come back. Anyhow, as I was saying, check your league rules as well before you dive into the transfer window, because I brought in a lot of players on trial. Some of them were pretty good for this level of football, and some of them I could have signed to contracts, except I would have broken the league rules for player registration and squad size. You know, I'm coming off the Milan save, where when I fired it up, I had 122 players on the roster. Here, I can only have 22, so it really forces you to pay attention to what you're doing. So that said, we're going to come back for the Alhaurin game in just a bit. Back in a few. Well, a fairly quiet week. Armero tweaked a leg. He was out for 2 days. Nothing too serious. So he's getting the start today on the left. We are still playing our 4-2-4. De La Calzada in goal. Barrera, Clemente, Lucero, and Mateos as the defensive back four. Hernandez and Espinoza as the midfielders. Armero and Javalilo as the attacking midfielders. Martin and Wonka up top as the strikers. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. Okay. Kickoff highlight. This is never good. Mario gives it away to Mateos. He gives it right back to Mario Ruiz. Out to Adri. He sets up to Christian, who gets by the defender. Dispossessed by Hernandez. Juanca and Javalilo. Got 3 players near him. He doesn't really have any help. Center it. Dude. Espinoza from outside the box. Back and forth, and Armero with the goal. Looks like it was a double header. They do. Excuse me, jeez. Lucero heads it, Armero heads it right back in. Okay. Kickoff highlight. Diaz. To Nero. To Arenas. He sends it up in the space for Adri. Gets by, tries getting it past Mateos. Instead, bounces it off of him. Back out to Christian. To Arenas. To Nerio? Nerio? Okay. Some of these names are going to be fun to pronounce. And to think, the other part of me wanted to do... Oh, Calzada should have had that. Dude. That was poor. Espinoza sends it in. Knocked down. Linares sends it up. Barrera steps forward to get it. He sends it back out to Espinoza on the right. Centers it in again. Armero's there. Off the crossbar after he heads it. Out of bounds for Jean corner kick. Knocked away. Christian has it for Alhaurin. Alhaurin, rather. Where am I getting Alhaurin? Good grief. And dispossessed by Hernandez. Coming up on halftime, we've thoroughly dominated Alhaurin, and you wouldn't know it by the score. Calzada to Lucero. Towards Huanca, heads it over to Martin. Between the defenders, over to Javalilo. He sends it back, Huanca, to Javalilo again. Centers it there. Armero is there, and we get a goal right before the half. That was well done. It's nice to see he didn't try taking a shot where the angle was no good. I really thought he was going to shoot it there, but nope, he headed it to Alhaurin, who did this sliding header that looks like something out of a really bad action movie. Why is it playing again? We've already seen it. Oh, because I've got the... Once we get back into the game, I can fix it. So go here, we go to notification settings. And those are the ones we want. Under replay events. And disallow offsides goals. And tight offsides. Espinoza sends it in. Oh, a nice save by the Alhaurin keeper. Kevin? Coming up on 60 minutes here. We're going to bring Javalilo up to replace Martin and bring on Marcelo to take Javalilo's spot on the wing. He's not the best striker, but I've got my youth squad playing today, so I don't really have a whole lot of depth. Anyone else I need to look at taking off now? Mateos. No, he's okay. Now, just under 80 minutes left. We're going to make another couple of changes here. Barrera's going to come off, and Vilches is going to come on. It's only because Barrera's at 67%, and I really don't want to risk him. Give Vilches some playing time, even though I'm really trying to get him to leave. Oh, Kevin comes up and intercepts Javalilo off the free kick from outside the box. That was well played. Rolls it out to Badillo. Up in a space, Linares got behind the defenders. One-on-one, and he is blocked. Who's my 14? By Hernandez. That was well done. Arena sends it in, and De La Calzada jumps up and clutches that ball. Adri on a throw in to Christian. Tenario? It's like Oreo, but with an Tenario to Ruiz. Up to Adri. Takes the shot, but De La Calzada stops that. Armero from outside the box. Oh, just wide left. Nice hard shot. Tried curling it in, but just a little bit wide. And that is the game. 3 shots, 3 on target for Alhaurin. We, however, had 24-12, and the possession value really wasn't enough to talk about. Armero, a brace of goals in the first half, sees us through. And that puts us in second place, 3 points behind Antequera. We are not playing until down here. I think what we will do is just play through October and pick it up again with Réal and Velez. And go from there. And then probably Antequera, assuming they're still top league, Antequera and Tardon Jimeno. Yeah, those are going to be a couple of tough games. So, save the game here. We will be back in just a bit. Well, a disappointing draw against Linares and a solid win against Alhaurin sees us second in the league. We're 3 points behind first place, who we aren't playing until December. So, as I was talking just before the break, what we're going to do is come back from Réal and Velez, and then I should have the first iteration of the spreadsheet up. We'll take a look at that. I'll show you how I set up the training and stuff like that when I do lower leagues. And frankly, half of it's probably wrong, and half of it is just based on, hey, this kind of looks right. So, we'll see how that works out, and then we will keep going. It's turning into an interesting season. I think as long as we are fighting for the top spot near the end, we definitely have a chance. Our 15 goals are second highest in the league. Our defense needs to tighten up. And I need to see what I can do about bringing in maybe a backup keeper, but we're already over the wage budget. I don't know how much that's going to help. Fingers crossed we don't lose De La Calzada. If that happens, we're really up a creek. And I need to learn how to say that in Spanish. If you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name is FM20, and this has been episode 2 of Time to Get